Lady, you're unlawfully grilling on restricted ground. The authorities are en route. That's when I realized the storm was brewing. There I stood, spatula in hand, by my riverside lodge in the Colorado Rockies, burgers charring just right, folk tunes humming from the radio. Then Susan Harrington from a neighborhood association charged in like a storm cloud in sandals and a necklace, flanked by two committee folks fumbling like lost sheep. She wasn't kidding. Sirens wailed soon after. I figured it was an emergency up the river. No, they were after me for flipping patties. 10 minutes later, I did the unimaginable. I barred her association from my turf forever. But let's backtrack, cause this mess didn't spark with a grill. It ignited with a nod, a flicker of goodwill, and a reserve guy named Harold. Flashback 4 weeks. I loaded my SUV with ice chests, hiking boots, and a gas grill passed down from my pop, who schooled me on hearty meals and solid folks. I'm Tom, 58, single, no offspring, just a pup named Buddy, craving crisp air and solitude. I've escaped to this lodge since boyhood. Pop crafted it himself in the late 80s, before the highways, the upscale pads before the association. That detail matters. The riverbank was once wild streams, peaks, and gravel tracks. But recently, builders snapped up the eastern bank. Soon, association homes popped up neat hedges, paved walks, vacationers kayaking with craft beers. Rules followed, and rules birthed Susan. Real name, Elaine Whitaker. Locals dubbed her Susan for her meddling. She led the fresh association, zero sway over vintage spots like mine. Yet she strutted like she owned the whole valley. Our first clash, I strolled Buddy on the ridge path, skirting her enclave. She barred the way. Licis mandatori per regs. I grinned. Miss, this is my plot. Pat's older than your group. No grin back. She snapped my pick. Trouble brewed. Still, I stayed civil. Pop preached. Rise above rudeness. Let actions shout louder than words. So I tipped my hat, leashed Buddy, and bid good day. Susan festered. Days before the grill fiasco, I spied two guys on my boundary, sketching my gate. Help you? I queried over tea. Association checks, one mumbled. Your bank edges are preserve zone. Uneasy vibes. I phoned Harold, Pop's lifelong pal, the sole year-round dweller downstream. Gray-maned, overalls always, spoke sparingly but wisely. He arrived with files. Tom, he murmured gravely. They're eyeing your spot for their fold. Spotted it on the county docket. Chills hit. Pop safeguarded this lodge-last holdout with ancestral claims. No association grip, no urban codes, pure peaks, streams, freedoms sealed in faded deeds. Why mine? Harold eyed me. Your pier, water privileges, the lane through your land leads to their trailhead. Claim it, they toll access. Nausea surged. I vowed, no passive weight. I'd assert firmly, lawfully, with burgers as bait, that this lodge stood firm. So I threw the grill part-time, Harold, his nephew Mia visiting from uni, and old anglers who'd known Pop. Chairs out, grill fired, lantern strung. Aroma wafted, drawing Susan like a moth. With cronies, notepad, and gadget in tow. Unauthorized blaze, she barked like a marshal. Breach of clause 8.1. Flamme sans clearance. Harold chuckled. We're exempt, Elaine. Face flushed, she dialed emergency. 10 minutes on, fire crew and Officer Harlan rolled in, lights piercing the dusk. Report of blaze on association turf, the officer stated. I gestured coolly. Officer, family land for decades. Deeds inside. He eyed Susan. You claimed jurisdiction. Soon will be, she snapped. Officer scowled. Law doesn't bend that way. I fetched Harold's docs. He perused, affirmed, no authority here. Susan's pallor deepened, but the twist? 10 minutes later, I faced her, deed aloft. And this? I own the link trail your enclave relies on. Closed now. Her jaw dropped. Impossible. Officer whistled. Valid. You snagged the easement. Nodded. Bought it quietly years back at auction. Pop foresaw pushes. Truth. Post-Herald alert. I unearthed maps. That overlooked strip? Vital artery to their clubhouse. Emergency route. Mine now, to shield Pop's legacy from clipboard tyrants. Kept mum till her false alarm over burgers. Officer to Susan. False report on private soil. She wailed about hazards. We sip lemonade. Flames doused legally. Then my line. Association barred for my parcel indefinitely. Notify your crowd. Gasps. Harold rose. You've overstepped, Elaine. Word flew. Next morn, association folks apologized, one with cake. But Susan raged. Mailed legal threats. Then planted a gadget-beeping tracker unearthed behind a grill. Footage nailed her trespass. Officer. Charges? Absolutely. Drones buzzed next. I lawyered up with Linda Hayes, sharp as thorns. She grinned, game on. Revealed I own more their hike path. Signs posted, no entry. Through a community feast, sans Susan. She tore signs, got hauled. But Harold vanished on his raft. Found adrift, suspender ripped. Revive, he whispered, kayak rammed me. Held under. Footage hinted Susan. Her vessel matched. She fled as probes deepened. Association crumbled, claims dissolved. Peace. No. Photos taunted, notes smeared. Smoke erect. E exposed via reporter Emily Carter. Headline scorched. Court banned her miles away. Yet threats escalated gas can, flames. Caught red-handed, arrested mid-arson. Exhausted relief followed. Months later, Winter unearthed letters. Elaine to Pop, yearning for solace here post-divorce. Unsent pleas for land. Then her kid, Alex, delivered a final note. Regret, not conquest. Spring bloomed. Lodge secure. Peace earned. Was she a villain or victim of her demons? Should HOAs be outlawed? Did I go too far barring access? Spill and comments debate. Like, subscribe for more raw tales.